Currently, my role is Pastoral Manager and Designated Safeguarding Lead for Child Protection and for Mental Health at Westgate Primary School. My role on a day-to-day basis involves supporting children and families within the Westgate area with their safeguarding needs and predominantly any other barriers to their learning. So we found the KidSafe UK programme to be really useful. It's allowed us to use a shared vocabulary to identify when there have been any specific issues that children might be facing. It's also allowed us to develop more of an open culture, being able to speak out about anything that anybody's finding difficult. Since we've been registered as a KidSafe UK school, we've developed a really strong whole school approach. So all members of staff, they've sat in on a lot of the sessions that have been delivered. So they've listened to the programme, they've learnt about the programme, and they're able to use the vocabulary around yucky feelings, trusted grown-ups, with the children as well. That's something that the teachers are familiar with and are able to reinforce all of the time really positively. And that's also then sort of cemented on our annual KidSafe UK Day, our Purple Day, where all staff then have an active role in delivering KidSafe activities within the class and celebrating it really in a really fun way. Parents and carers' input on KidSafe UK has been really positive. We've had good attendance on the parent workshops that we've run before the programme started, and that's been really useful to explain to parents and involve them in that process so that when the children are going home, they're able to talk about what they've done in school that day, about the novelty of KS, and parents know what they're talking about and they're able to use the same language back. And it's also helped parents to feel that they can approach us as well in school. It's also been able to provide support and an open forum for parents to come to us if they have had any difficulties or worries about how to handle any specific issues. We've never had any negative feedback from parents. We've only had really positive reports about how it's helped them. So following KidSafe UK programme being delivered in classes, there is often a spike in disclosures. That's something that I would deal with, any child protection disclosures. However, what we've found is that children aren't just disclosing child protection issues, but actually what they are disclosing are things that, although us as adults might not see as a priority, are huge significant events in children's lives that are impacting on them socially and emotionally. Lots of events that affect lots of children, but now our children are able to speak out about that. It encourages them to address things much earlier, so we're able to provide early identification and early help to those children, which prevents those issues from manifesting and building up and causing much more significant mental health issues, really. So we found that now there is much more of an open culture. It allows us to deal with them, to recognise and acknowledge how the children are feeling, which is a really proactive strategy in supporting children's social and emotional development, we found. We've been a KidSafe registered school for approximately 4 years. We've got Beacon School status, which was awarded to us last year, so we're really proud of that. So for us, our Beacon status meant that we've been able to reach a lot of children in terms of their social, emotional, mental health needs. Back in 2016, the Keeping Children Safe in Education document was updated. One of the statutory requirements was that all schools deliver a safeguarding programme to children. We found that KidSafe not only covers that but goes beyond that as well, and it really does that in a deep way that allows children to benefit right from early years right the way up to year 6 and beyond. With the development of the second KidSafe programme, we've noticed that that's been able to help us address other hot topics around bereavement, around peer pressure, around domestic abuse, around online safety in a much deeper way. to allow children, if they're experiencing those feelings, how they can deal with them and where they can get that help from. So looking at it from a school management point of view, we're a large school, we've got nearly 600 children, and we have a strong pastoral team, and KidSafe's a really valuable part of that. Other schools that are much smaller and don't have perhaps the same requirement for full-time pastoral teams or staff, KidSafe allows you still to address the pastoral needs and the safeguarding needs and support and promote positive mental health with children, but on a much more cost-effective way, because you don't need a designated team of people to do that. It can be staff from within your existing staff body. So that might be teaching assistants, it might be teachers, it might be the SENCO, it might be head teachers in some schools. But that programme can be delivered across all classes then, without it having to rely on specific teams of staff to be able to meet those needs. So logistically, KidSafe is really cost effective, and that framework reaches the whole of the school.